Good morning sa inyong lahat. Yeah, so thank you for the introduction. And to our yung mga directors natin, si Dr. Jaime Montoya, good morning. Si Dr. Solidum, our Secretary of the OST. Dr. Director Luningning Samarita Domingo. Of course, our national scientist, Raul Fabella. Salamat po for your invitation, sir. And si Dr. Cecil Maramba Lasarta, I think nasa video mamaya, no? Or after the talk and the open forum. Distinguished guests, participants, and academician. Good morning sa inyong lahat. So, ako po si Patrick Roquel, no? Simple lang po tayo mag-present, but I think napaka-importante ng topic natin right now, which is the promises and travails of Lagundi development. So, to start with my presentation, sino po sa inyo ang gustong mamasyal sa farm? Yan. So, lahat ng mga gustong mamasyal, pwede po bang tumayo po tayong lahat? Lahat ng gustong mamasyal sa farm. Alam nyo, sa farm, dahil maraming dahon dyan, punong-puno ng oxygen. Kaya kung gusto nyo huminga ng maganda, ng punong-puno ng oxygen, ang katawan nyo, pumunta tayo sa farm. Dahil ang oxygen, yan ang nag-breakdown ng mga nutrition, mga food na kinain natin to become energy. Kaya pag wala kayong oxygen sa katawan, di ba, nahihilo kayo, anemic kayo, yan. Kaya maganda ang nasa farm palagi. And tayo po tayo ha, kasi meron po tayong, ito pa yung parang icebreaker para, you know, medyo guminhawa yung ating katawan for this morning. At ako po ay post-kidney transplant. No? Ika-7th year ko this June 2023. June 23. Na-transplant ako 2018. Dumaan ako sa COVID 5 times. But because of this Lagundi, and of course, nandiyan na yung mga modalities and medication, no, ng medicine, nabuhay pa tayo until now at talagang 100% nakakatulong tayo. Now, dahil pinatayo kayo, no, at importante sa atin ang exercise, tandaan nyo to yung genes, G-E-N-E-S. Pagka meron tayong maganda yung gut health natin, exercise natin sa buhay. Welcome to our farm. You can sit down now and watch our video. And this is Puno Sagip Buhay, I Plant, I Share, I Save Community. Yan po yan, Panay Lagundi. Ang Puno Sagip Buhay po, yung I-Plant program, alam natin nakakatulong tayo sa ating kalikasan, no? Kasi every time na may harvest tayo, after 4 months, nag-grow uli ang mga dahon, ang mga plants, no? Kaya punong-puno ng nature helping activities ang ginagawa natin sa ating kalupaan. At dahil sa natutulungan natin ang ating mga farmers, yan yung i-share namin, no? Nababago natin kahit paano ang buhay nila. Yung mga babae na po ng farmers natin ay mga labandera. At sa 4 hours na pagtatrabaho nila, nakaka-700 pesos sila a day to work, no? That was 5 years ago. No? So ngayon, mas malaki ang na-income nila dahil every time they harvest, 25 pesos per kilo, napupunta sa kanilang pamilya. Kaya sa isang araw, they have one sack of rice. Kahit pa paano nakakabili sila ng one sack of rice. So we provide jobs, no, food for their tables. So importante yan. At may mga mothers tayo na naalagaan nila yung kanilang family kasi pumapasok na yung mga bata na may kinakain. Yun ang importante. So, maaaring malapit ang school, pero wala namang pagkain. Diba? Kaya importante po yung matulungan natin itong mga farmers na ito. Ang mga farmers po natin, maniwala po kayo, tuntok lang ang kaya nilang ipirma. So, may mga grade 1 dyan, grade 2 dyan, may mga mangyans, may mga aitas, no? Mga indigenous people. At of course, kinuha natin sila sa kanilang everyday life dahil iba niyan, pagkasweldo, umiinom na kasi yan ang buhay nila. No? At we need to change their lives by helping and planting these more trees of herbal medicine. Even our staff sa production, no? Mga out-of-school youth po yan. At nandyan sila sa within the community of our farm. Yan po, since nag-start ako, at saka si Kadigos, ilang years na po kami magkakasama. And until now, nagpa-farming po sila sa amin. Si Digos, si Ernie, si Jose, at yung mga ibang farmers natin. At dahil sa kanilang pagpupursige, remember nung pandemya, no, wala pa tayong vaccine, nakatulong po tayo sa mahigit maraming Pilipinong nabuhay. At alam ko na nakahinga sila during that time na kailangan nilang pumunta sa ospital at punong-puno ang ospital, and that's I share. At nag-decide po kami na sa amin pong mga lagundi na available that time, namigay kami ng mga lagundi powdered materials sa lahat ng lugar ng NCR. No? Sila Menchie Apalos, sila Mayor, sila Vico Soto, sila Mayor Joy Belmonte, sa John Vic Rimulya, sa Army, sa PNP, mga frontliners natin, sa Novaliches, lahat po yan pamigay. So yan po na itulong ng lagundi natin ng ating mga farmers. No? And that is the program of Puno sa Gibuhay, I Plant, I Share, I Save Community. So lagundi, ginamit po sa Hope Facility sa Quezon City. At kahit sa dami ng pera, no, marami pa rin namatay during that time. But nung binigyan namin ng lagundi, they reported na marami ring nabuhay. So yan po yung kagandahan ng ating programa. And with this, I would like to present our company. Next slide, the GH Nutri-Pharma Incorporated. Second, ano na po tayo? Yan. So, GH Nutri-Pharma Incorporated is a SEC-registered corporation, and since its inception in 2006, GSNI has evolved into a full-fledged company engaging in agricultural processing and distribution of quality herbal raw materials for different natural products, herbal food supplements, herbal cosmetics, ingredients, and active recipe components. With a flourishing business, GHNI established Binhi Biofarm. That is a biofarm and natural health ingredients company. And we were able to expand these agricultural endeavors to meet the growing demands for natural ingredients. Likewise, Binhi Biofarm has helped improve the quality of life of all farmers and encouraging them to develop, grow, and deliver crops that are in demand. To date, GHNI, or GH Nutri-Pharma Incorporated, through business Binhi Biofarm, continuously support farmers from southern and central Luzon, making the company the leading supplier of premium-grade powdered herbal raw materials, harvested and processed by demand, with a processing plant strategically situated in South and Central Luzon, facilities were able to process natural ingredients immediately and always fresh. This company is now the supplier of choice of authorities in the field of traditional health medicine. Both the government and private companies engage in marketing only pharmaceutical grade, scientifically proven, and analytically standardized premium grade natural herbal raw materials. So alam niyo po, ang GH Nui Pharma, first, nung nag-start po kami po ang nagsusupply kay DOH Pitak. So ako mismo ang pumupunta sa Tacloban, nagdi-deliver ng sambong sa Davao, sa Tuguegarao, sa Carig. Kaya I think nakapasok kami sa DOH that time, no? Until naging research institution na yung Pitak natin, right? So yun po yun. So our mission is to provide our country farmers livelihood, thus improving their lives and set the standard in premium organic and natural farming. And we envision to put the health in the hands of the people by being the preferred source of premium grade herbal raw materials in the country and soon globally by 2030. So yan yung ating gustong mangyari. Why? Dahil sa COVID, global disease yan, incident. So I hope matutulungan natin ang lagundi natin na maging global raw materials, no? Especially for coronavirus. And until now, alam natin na may COVID pa rin, di ba? And other variants of coronavirus-infected diseases. And our company is able, no, to deliver yung mga competitive advantages po natin. Number one, we have the highest quality raw materials from stringent planting to delivery process. Because what we want is a controlled farm na kung saan lahat ng sulok ng lugar natin, nakikita natin. Dahil napakadaling pagdurog na mga powder materials na yan, kahit ang mangga at ang lagundi, walang pinagkaiba sa kulay. Di ba? Kaya we need to, pag umorder ang ating customers, no, ng 5 tonelada, at kailangan ko i-deliver ng isang buwan, I need to deliver yung kanilang request kasi mawawalan tayo ng stock sa chain stores like Mercury and other self-store and other drug stores, no? Kaya we have the advantage na mag-supply tayo uninterrupted supply ng mga raw materials na yan. We are in competitive pricing kasi sabi nga natin, if we want to help the farmers, no, hindi natin pwedeng ibagsak ang presyo ng mga harvest nila. Okay? So, tama ang proseso ng paggawa, ng pagpaprocess. Yung mechanized po yung aming drying facilities, hindi siyang binibilad sa araw. Kaya hindi natin pwedeng tawaran ng ganon ang mga raw materials. Imagine, ang isang kapsula or isang caplet, no, ng lagundi present in the chains drugstore is nasa 7 pesos to 15 pesos. And the cost of raw materials na 90% nagko-comprise doon sa capsule or caplet na yon. Because the 10% is other materials like excipients, the capsule itself, and packaging, no? 40 cents lang to 50 cents, no? Versus the total price na nasa labas. Why? Because of the so much marketing, cost of everything, no? Added do sa raw material. And customer biased, reliable service and cooperative business partners made up of highly experienced people. Pagka nagpapatest po kami ng aming mga parameters, lab requirement ng ating toller, nandun po tayo tumatakbo sa SGS, sa Cetotec, sa PNRI, no, to test our raw materials na pasado po, no, doon sa FDA regulated guidelines nila. And of course, even to the thin layer chromatography, purity and identity na yan, no? Even before, meron pang laboratory sa College of Industrial Pharmacy sa UP, tumatakbo rin ako doon para ipatest yung mga plant materials natin, no? And validated by National Museum as plant itself na variety po ng mga herbal medicine. So, yan po yung mga commitment natin at mga competitive advantage natin, and we are committed to the best standards of reliability and quality products affordable to the market. No? Yan po yung naging promise natin. Kaya until now, mamaya makikita nyo na bakit tayo nasa Lagundi, i-present ko din po sa inyo. Okay? So, why Lagundi? Siguro familiar kayo dun sa nag-viral na question na, bakit nga ba? Di ba? Tell me, bakit nga ba? Familiar po ba kayo doon? Okay? So, magiging viral po siya ngayon. No? Bakit nga ba Lagundi? So, dahil ako po ay 17 years nag-work sa United Lab. No? So, lahat po ng natutunan ko when it comes to marketing for pharmaceutical brands, no? Ina-apply ko sa ating herbal industry because gusto kong makita na lumaki talaga ang Pilipinas for this. No? And I believe with these clinical trials studies na ginawa po ng National Institute of Health ng UP Manila, matutulungan po natin lumaki talaga ang economy ng Pilipinas when it comes to herbal medicine. Okay? And the other categories po ng herbal plants. No? And yes, ito po yung ating ipipresent na revenue and sales po ng over-the-counter pharmaceutical. No? Wherein yung industry po ng OTC pharmaceuticals in the Philippines way back 2020 and 2029 as published by Statista Research Department last February 2025, the revenue in OTC market or OTC pharmaceuticals in the market of the Philippines was forecast to continuously increase between 2024 and 2029 by a total of $800.5 million US dollars plus 49.4%. Billion, 49.48%. And after the ninth consecutive increasing year, the revenue is estimated to reach $2.4 billion US dollars and therefore a new peak in 2029. Notably, the revenue of the OTC pharmaceutical market was continuously increasing over the past years. So when you convert that 800.5, that's already for 44 billion ang market po ng OTC pharmaceuticals. No? Yan po yung nakikita natin sa TV, sa social media, no? Na evaluated at saka check na naman ng ating mga FDA. But of course, marami sa social media na mga fake products, kaya mag-ingat din po tayo doon. No? And by 2029, it is expected na at least yung 44 billion, yung market po ng 134 billion pesos when it comes to the OTC pharmaceutical, the whole market of the OTC. And this OTC, nung nasa Unilab ako, yun yung division ko, no? Na ako po yung fieldman, simpleng fieldman na nakapasok sa opisina ng Unilab for OTC markets. Meron kaming tinitingnan na 4 departments, no? Which is yung vitamins and minerals and the somatics. And somatics are being divided into the cough and cold category, the digestive intestinal categories, no? And analgesic category. Na nakita natin ang herbal plants natin, papasok din dyan. Kaya ang laki ng market na magagawa natin sa pagtutulungan natin when it comes to this market of OTC pharmaceuticals. Wherein, the revenue for vitamins and minerals industry in the Philippines for 2020 to 2029, as published also by Statista Research Department, March 11, 2025, the revenue in the vitamins and minerals segment of the OTC pharmaceuticals market in the Philippines was forecast to continuously increase between 2024 and 2029 by in total of 321.2 million US dollars plus 56.82%, which is around 17.9 billion, no? At yung rate po natin ng 56 pesos. And after the 9 consecutive increasing year, the revenue is estimated to reach 886.43 million US dollars, and therefore a new peak in 2029. Notably, the revenue of the vitamins and minerals segment of the OTC pharmaceutical market was continuously increasing over the past years. So, kita nyo yun, 17.9 billion na forecast nila, aakyat ng 49.6 billion just for the vitamins and minerals. Diba? Kaya konting sakit lang, gusto natin ng vitamin C, konting ubo lang, gusto natin ng tumaas ang ating resistensya, diba? Kaya ang taas ng vitamins and minerals. Pag medyo age na tayo, gusto natin kompleto mga vitamins natin, right? And we can find it in our plants because even Lagundi has vitamin C and minerals, the calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, di ba? Oh. So doon lang naman nila in-extract lahat yung mga synthetic vitamins naman, di ba? Oh. So later on, makita niyo yung mga product natin na nasa labas, no? We have the Immune Advanced Flavon Pro because I believe with vitamins and minerals. At ang laki ng market, no? Bakit kailangan mayagpag yung mga multinational companies na okay yan, walang problema kasi natikman na natin. Pero tikman naman natin yung mga plants na maitutulong natin sa ating mga farmers na may vitamins and minerals din. Okay? So, and the revenue of the cold and cough remedies industry in the Philippines, 2020 to 2029, as published by Statista Research Department last March 11, 2025. The revenue in the cold and cough remedies segment of the OTC pharmaceuticals market in the Philippines was forecast to continuously increase between 2024 and 2029 by in total 143.6 million US dollars plus 56.82%, which is around 8 billion right now, no? 8 billion by 2029. And after the 9 consecutive increasing year, the revenue is estimated to reach 396.29 million US dollars, and therefore the new peak in 2029. Notably, the revenue of the cold and cough remedies segments of the OTC pharmaceuticals market was continuously increasing over the past years. So, nandiyan yung lagundi natin, right? Kasi konting sipon lang, gusto nyo nga makahinga, lagundi, because nagdadilate siya ng passages natin, di ba? So, nandyan ang ating lagundi. And for the total market ng cough and cold, nasa 8 billion. And with the slides, no? With the next slides, of course, meron pa tayong revenue of the analgesic industry, which is 6.8 billion, no? By 2024 and 2029, around 121.6 million US dollars. And after the 9th consecutive increasing year, the revenue is estimated to reach 313.15 million US dollars. That's around 17.5 billion. And yung other somatics, which is the digestive and intestinal remedies industry in the Philippines, 2020 to 29 is around 4.7 billion. That is around 84.3 million US dollars. And after the 9 consecutive increasing years, the revenue is estimated to reach 305.53 million US dollars or 17.7. No? Pagka nagdadiarrhea tayo, di ba, yan yung mga tinitake natin, alam niyo ng mga brand na yan. Pero sa totoo lang po, ako po ay isang post-kidney transplant. Apakadali kong, since immunocompromised ako, konting kain ko lang, konting inom ko lang ng anything na hindi ko na malayan kung ano yung pinanggalingan. Konting kausap ko sa tao, sinisipon agad ako, nagdadiarrhea na ako. Kaya I made my vitamins to increase my immune system for this, no? And the plants has different components and constituents ng mga flavonoids, no, that can help na ma-reduce yung mga toxicity sa katawan natin, no? So yan po yung digestive and intestinal remedies. And the Philippine market, okay, for Lagundi Vitex Negunda products, which includes herbal medicine and supplements, was estimated to be around 430 million in gross sales and revenues in 2010. While the specific current figures are not available, I hope matulungan tayo ng National Institute of Health and the DOST for the data, no? The plant's widespread use and commercialization continue, suggesting a sustained market presence. May report po yung Philippine Star na last 2012 is already in 1.2 billion. Philippine, no? And dalawa lang naman ang major brand na naglaro dyan, no, sa Lagundi market. And ako, as a processor ng raw material, I can say na from 2010, dahil nag-start ako ng 2008, nag-times 3 lahat yung ginagawa namin in tons, no? So, in tons powder. Kasi pagka nag-harvest ka ng 8 kilos of fresh leaves, 1 kilo of powdered material na yon, no? And we're into 100 tons na for the year, something like that, no? So, yan po. And, so, Lagundi potentials. Alam natin na ang taas ng potentials niya. Why? Because in traditional modern use, Lagundi Vitex Negundo has been traditionally used for a variety of ailments and is now a recognized herbal medicine in the Philippines, no? And it's available in tablets, capsules, cough and syrups. Nakita natin yan sa mga butika natin. And recognized as respiratory relief. And the Lagundi leaves are registered and widely used for treating cough and asthma. Yan po yung herbal medicine natin, no? And these formulations are backed by government and health institutions with multiple delivery forms available for patient convenience. No? And that is, the source is our National Institute of Health. Next slide po. The market growth, basically, the production and sales of Lagundi-based products have benefited many farmers, and Lagundi has become a significant product for farmers, particularly in Luzon, according to World Intellectual Property Organization. And I've said, I'm projecting it to makarating sa Visayas and Mindanao, no? With this seminar, no? Kaya nating marating yan, and let's do it. Okay? So kung nagawa natin sa Luzon, why not sa Visayas and Mindanao at matulungan natin yung mga farmers natin to plant our herbal medicine. Okay? And continuously, ang National Institute of Health, ang Institute of Herbal Medicine, na headed by Dr. Cecilia Maramba Lasarte, papasok na tayo sa analgesic, which is yung Yerba Buena. Andyan ang ampalaya for type 2 diabetes na makiling variety. Andyan na po yung mga tianggubat natin for digestive remedies natin. And mind you, the tianggubat, ang mga pets and mga pets natin sa bahay, di ba? Pag nagkakasakit, usually intestinal flu, problem with the kidney. So, pagka may mga plants like this, mabubuhay po yung mga pets natin na hindi tayo kailangang bumuhasas ng pagkalaki-laki with the laboratories, di ba? Sa animal clinic. So, yun po yung magagawa ng natin. And, of course, the DOST accomplished the studies and clinical trials for Lagundi for mild COVID-19 cases. No? Alam naman natin na naipasa na yan noong 2021 at naisulat na yan ng DOH na kailangan idagdag natin yung Lagundi for productive cough. But of course, may further studies pa yan para talagang maging gamot na siya for COVID. And ako po, 5 times po ako nagka-COVID. Totoo lang po, wala pang vaccine noong 2021. So, ang ginawa ko, yung powder materials ko, yan na yung pang steam inhalation, tsaka capsule, no? At dahil madalis akong ma-infect, 7 days po akong lumabas sa hospital, no? Nagpa-tosi ako noon. Pero yung makasama ko sa bahay, umabot po ng 1 month na hindi na nakakahinga halos, kaya critical din sila. At ako ay isang mild pneumonia, no? So yon. At least nakaligtas ako noon. And then, sa bahay, nag-vitamins na ako ng Lagundi, yung mga ininom ko. And na-hospital na naman ako because of so much variance, no? Natatakot ako siyempre dahil pwedeng ma-reject yung kidney ko. So, yan lang po yun, no? Ang laki na may tutulong ng mga herbal plants natin. And explore and expand the implementation of the Traditional Alternative Medicinal Act of 1997, which is strengthened by RA 8423. No? So alam naman po natin na yung itong TAMA Law of 1997, in the Philippines, the legislative framework for herbal medicine is primarily governed by Republic Act 8423, also known as TAMA Law of 1997, no? Or Traditional and Alternative Medicinal Act. This law establishes the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, which is PITAC, which is tasked with promoting and developing traditional and alternative medicine, including herbal medicine. And I believe naman, no? So since nakafocus na tayo sa herbal medicine, next slide, importante pa rin, ano ba yung other usage ng Lagundi natin o yung mga herbal plants natin? Like, one, ang kategory niya is traditionally used herbal plants. Dahil bago pa maging medicine yan, tinik na mga ninuno natin, mga lolo at lola natin yan, para sa diarrhea nila, para sa pananakit ng katawan nila, pantapal, pampaligo, sa mga bagong anak, di ba? So, yun ang mga traditional use herbal plants. And we have the Lagundi tea in the supermarkets, no? Yan po yung ginamit ko yung Happy Cha na FDA approved yan, no? Na powdered materials, na pinamigay din natin sa mga LGUs. Yung Lagundi herbal foot bath, so sabi nila, masakit ang katawan nila, yung mga paa nila. So ginagamit po yung Lagundi, yung nilalaga nila yan. At yan na rin po yung pang-soak nila sa mga paa nila. No? Ingredients for personal care products. Alam niyo po sa India, yung Himalaya herbal toothpaste, tingnan yung ingredients nyo, they have Vitex Negundo. Sa dami ingredients na yun. Why? Because the Vitex Negundo Lagundi has many properties, no? Like yung antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anti-viral properties, no? So yung Vitexin tsaka yung quercetin niya, so meron pong component ang Lagundi natin, yung bronchodilating effect niya, no? Also has hepatoprotective, kaya very secure ang ating liver sa pagtitake ng mga herbal plants like Lagundi, and even anti-cancer, no? So marami siyang flavonoids that is yung constituent na yan is specifically targeting these properties, no? Yung mga elements. And the herbal medicine, we have many brands right now. I think we have 12 companies promoting Lagundi in the Philippines, of which yung si Plemex, no, si Ascoff, no. So I cater to Plemex since the time na nag-launch po siya, no. And I believe with the herbal supplements. Kasi sabi nga natin, kung may vitamins and minerals, may analgesics, may other somatics, bakit hindi na maglaro ang market ng herbal medicine sa ganung mga ingredients, no? Sa ganung mga remedies, no? Kaya kailangan nating tingnan yung mga importance ng food supplement for our herbal medicine. Next slide. So, sa time na nag-start kami, since sabi ko nga, 2008 kami nag-start nito, we have many challenges na nakita, no? Of which, sinegmentize po namin yan to different na challenges, no? Ito yung travails of Lagundi development. Andiyan na yung environmental and agricultural limitations, no? Alam na natin yung climate change, ang laking effect sa ating farm, sa ating pag-grow ng mga herbal medicine, no? Kaya tulungan natin ang ating nature na magtanim tayo ng puno, gawin nating green yung ating Mother Earth, no? And mag-start sa Philippines. We have the natural calamities, the typhoons, floods, no? Even the volcanic activities. Kasi alam naman natin, magandang itanim yan sa mga malapit sa bundok, sa paanan ng bundok, di ba? Yung mga herbal plants na yan. Dahil maraming mga kailangan tayong i-consider, no? When it comes to suitability ng environment ng mga farm natin, no? We have the limited available of suitable farmland. Yung first presentation po natin, wala na po kami doon. Nag-transfer na kami to another farm. Ang ganda-ganda, di ba? So, yan ang isang challenge natin. Saan tayo magtatanim? Kasi ginagawang commercial ang area, nagiging industrial area. Right? So, kailangan tulungan natin yung ating area kung saan tayo best to plant this herbal medicine. Okay? Bakit ang China, nasa bundok ang kanilang green tea, ang sa Korea, no? Bakit hindi natin gawin sa ating bansang Pilipinas? Farm workers and harvester, challenge din namin yan. Kasi pagka napagod na si tatay, si nanay sa pagsasaka, ang mga anak nandun sa isang ibang bansa, nagiging DH, di ba? Oh, so kailangan tulungan natin ng mga farm workers and harvester natin para ma-maintain natin sila. Because soon, pag hindi natin natulungan yan, wala na tayo dito magiging sasabing atin sa Pilipinas na itinatanim natin, na lahat imported na. So another challenge is the production supply chain challenges, no? The raw materials handling and preservation during processing. Nung time ng pandemya, wala ang mga opisina, kailangan namin mag-produce ng maraming Lagundi. Pag wala tayong sterilization facilities, regulated, yan ang mga FDA rules natin, na kailangan ipasa natin yan. Challenge po sa amin yan. Paano namin papatayin yung mga bakterya? Paano po namin na i-zero in ang mga pathogens na yan? Okay? Yung mga fungi, no? Even the yeast and molds affects our plant materials, no? So, isa po yun. Ensuring consistent quality of raw and herbal and finished products. So, alam naman natin na to satisfy everything, dumadaan po yan sa maraming mga proseso, no? Na dinadala pa natin sa different laboratories para i-check kung tama po yung aming batch na nagawa. Kasi biro mo, nagpuproduce kami ng 1 ton, pinoses namin sa isang malaking lupa, yung pala reject yung 1 tonelada. Diba? So, pinag-aaralan natin yan. Lack of industry-wide standards. Non-compliant mga competitors. Yes, nakakatulong sila, pero wag sanang masyadong middleman. Diba? So, remember, pagka ang Lagundi or mga herbal plants, tinuyo mo sa under the sun at mamaya uulan, bukas at mamaya aaraw, uulan, aaraw, hamog, di ba? O, di punong-puno ng herb ng mga molds yan, di ba? So kailangan maging commercialize natin Mechanize natin yan, tulungan natin ng DOST, may setup program, di ba, ang pinoprovide tayo. So, tingnan natin yung mga plans like that, no? Inefficient supply chain, no? And logistic infrastructure. Dahil pag sabi nga natin, pagka more than ng 5 tonelada, kailangan i-deliver this month, di ba? Saan mo kukunin yan? Kung konti lang ang tanim mo, kung kaya ng isang farmer, isang hektarya, 2 hektarya, isang half hectare, how to help these people, di ba? So somebody should control kung paano natin i-consolidate lahat yung mga farm produce nila. Okay? And of course, yung accessibility. At alam naman natin na kailangan malayo yun sa possible na magkaroon ng heavy metals, mga pesticide residue. Kaya talagang malayo yung farm natin sa pollution. No? Another thing na nakita natin for the challenges, no, yung ating regulatory and policy barriers. No? So we have to review yung stringent FDA regulations and associated fees. Yung fees. But of course, the regulation ng FDA, tama naman yun. Pumasa tayo sa different parameters, no? Para makita natin quality standard yung ating mga raw materials, no? Yung product natin. But of course, sana tingnan naman nila na kaya ba ng processor, kaya ba ng farmers bayaran yung mga fees na yun. Okay? Kung nagmumultiply na yung fees na kailangan bayaran. Okay? BIR taxation and financial reporting burdens. Lately, nasa BIR ako, nagbabayad ako ng ilang question mark. Why? Kasi yung sinamit ko, may discrepancy dahil ang laki-laki nung amount na yon. Nung sinasabi ko sa kanilang, mga dahon yan eh. May resibo ba mga farmers? Di ba? So pumayag naman, so I have to make lagay. Yun na lang yun. Pero ganun pa rin, di ba? So challenge pa rin yan. Kailangan nila maintindihan yan. Kung every year, nagpapalit ng mga examiners, mga evaluators. Right? So they have to review. Ngayon, may bagong policy. 2023, nag-release sila sa BIR na even ang mga farmers, they have to issue invoice. Pag pinag-issue natin invoice, bukas wala nang magtatanim. Di ba? Hindi mo marunong mag-invoice yan. So those are challenges. Clear framework for herbal medicine commercialization. As a standard, no, and control the supplier, yung kung saan kinukuha yan, kung saan nila itinanim yan, kailangan makita rin ng ating regulatories. No? Importante na nakikita natin at sufficient ba talaga yung leaves na yan. Kung kailangan ng ganung quantity nga, kailangan ma-review lahat yan. Okay? So kailangan natin ng special power for that. Financial and institutional gaps. So intensify public sector support and funding mechanism. Salamat sa DOST kasi natulungan ako yung nag-start ako ng 2014. So at least yung 3 machine namin na binili ko sa Korea ay naipasok ko sa Pilipinas. So salamat sa inyo. And marami pang mga farmers na gustong ganyan. Kaya ang hirap nung pag ikaw lang at yung time na yan, hinanap ko kung sino yung customer ko, kung sino yung client ko. Ako mismo nag-present, no? Kaya nakita ko si DOHP TAC, si Plemex, no? At nakita nila na sufficient ako at saka efficient, no, to deliver their requirements, no? So we need to help these farmers, no? At sabi ko nga, nakipag-usap ako sa DOST kung paano tutulungan na yung ginagawa kong farming sa Rizal. Pwede tayong pumunta ngayon sa Bicol, pwede tayong pumunta sa Visayas, Mindanao. So I'm willing to share whatever knowledge that I have, no? Just to make sure na sufficient yung quantities natin. But of course, sabi nga natin, kailangan natin ng tulong for these fundings. No? We have limited medical institution endorsement. Remember, nung pandemya, nawala ang paracetamol, nagpilahan ng mga tao. Mabuti na lang ang mga doctors natin nag-prescribe po ng Lagundi. Even yung cardiologist na friend ko nag-prescribe ng Lagundi. So thank you for them. But kailangan nating intensify, strengthen yung kanilang belief with our herbal medicine. Nang gumawa naman yung mga doctors din, mga scientists natin. Diba? So kung with our word of mouth, buong Pilipinas itong DOST, ang National Academy of Science and Technology, diba, mag-start sa atin yung endorsement ng herbal medicine ng Pilipinas. Bakit nangyari yan sa Thailand? Pagpunta natin doon, pampahid. Paglabas natin, pampahid na herbal pampahid, lahat yung mga binibili natin. Right? Bakit hindi sa Pilipinas ganun din? So we have to endorse our products, no? With the authorities na kasama natin na naniniwala sa mga pinaghihirapan natin. Strengthen cohesive organizational identity and advocacy. Hindi ko po magagawa ang pagtatanim ng lagundi nung time na nag-start ako noong 2008 kung hindi ko nilaunch yung Puno Sagip Buhay, I Plant, I Share, I Save Community. Dahil walang farmers o walang mangyan o walang ITAS na maniniwala na tutulungan mo sila. Dahil babalikan mo sila after 1.5 years. Dahil doon na nagmamature yung plants. And if they need money, if they need funds, di ba, how to help them? No? So, kailangan mo na advocacy para pasunurin sila, o ma-inspire sila, o ma-motivate sila. Limited access to institutional or government funding, just like yung ating pong first slides. Talaga pong kailangan nating tutukan at matulungan ang sistema po ng pagpapalaki ng herbal processing, no? Not just farm, dapat kadikit ang herbal processing plant dyan, facilities. Why? Kasi, tingnan naman natin, even ang malunggay, no? Sandali mo lang hinarvest yan, mamaya lanta na. Okay? Bakit magandang malunggay sa farmers? Sa wet market. So, may ibang ginagawa doon. Huwag natin gawin yun. Okay? So, kung tama ang processing, malapit ang drying facilities, 2 hours dapat nagagawa na yan. Lahat yan, napaprocess, nawawash na yan, namimil na yan, na-dry na yan, namimil na yan. No? In a day, sabihin natin yung half hectare, nasa mga, 1 hectare, nasa mga 5,000 kilos yan. Ang kaya mong i-harvest, no? So, how many kilos yan? So, divide by 8 lang. So, yun po yun. Kaya, yan po yung mga challenges, no? And I hope continuously nangyayari yan. And I need your help, no? Para totally, magawa nating maging maganda at mag-prosper yung ating lagundi. So, yes, and we have another video. Let's play yung last video po natin. And as ending, quote. So, i-inspire ko lang po kayo doon kay Henry Ford, no? Na sinabi niya, which often emphasized the importance of hard work, positive thinking, and perseverance. He believed in the power of teamwork and the ability to learn from failures. Some of his famous quotes include, don't find fault, find a remedy. And yung isa na lagi kong tinitingnan ito, no, when to talk to people, talking to many organizations, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. This quote emphasizes the importance of teamwork and collaboration in achieving success. So yan po yun. Hindi ko po magagawa yan kung wala po yung mga farmers natin. Kaya we need the farmers, we need these people, no? Kaya sila yung nasa bundok, mga mangyan, mga aitas, mga dumagat, we need to help these people. At yung mga rural farmers natin na nasa likuran ng bahay lang natin or katabi lang ng bahay natin, we need to help this community. So yan po at maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.